Life is like a mountain. The higher you climb, the colder it gets. And it's true that the lower down you go, the warmer it becomes. But that does not mean that life is about to end. It simply means that a new beginning awaits. This world is full of high mountains that seem impossible to climb. But those who try and conquer them with determination never return empty-handed. You see, most people are afraid of challenges. They don't want to face their fears and deal with the cold, so they prefer to stay at the bottom where everything feels warm and comfortable. However, if you want to succeed in your endeavors, then you need to be brave enough to take risks, endure hardships, and overcome any obstacles that stand between you and your goals. Because success is just like oxygen at the top of a mountain. The air is thin, and it takes time to get used to it. But once you do, you can breathe freely. We have brought you another powerful story from the Bible that will inspire you to keep going no matter how difficult things may seem. Just like the Israelites of old, we too often find ourselves complaining and murmuring against God. We doubt His promises and forget that He has never failed us before. But when we focus on our problems instead of God's solutions, we only make matters worse. So let this be a reminder to all of you watching that no matter how high the mountain seems or how deep the valley appears, trust in the Lord and He will help you achieve anything you set your mind to. The Israelites were tired of eating manna. It was a food that God provided for them in the desert, but they wanted something more exciting to eat. So they started complaining and murmuring against Moses and Aaron. In response, God sent fiery serpents among them, which caused even more chaos and panic. When the people realized that they had been wrong to complain, they asked Moses to pray for them, and God forgave them, sending the snakes away. But this wasn't the only time that the Israelites complained. They also did it at Mount Sinai, when Moses went up to receive the 10 Commandments from God. After 40 days, Moses came down with the 2 stone tablets containing the commandments, but the people were impatient, didn't want to wait for him to finish talking with God. They made an idol calf out of their jewelry and began to worship it. This made God angry, and He questioned Moses about his leadership. However, Moses pleaded with God to forgive his people because they were ignorant and had turned to idolatry out of fear rather than malice. God listened to Moses and forgave the Israelites, although He punished some of them for their sins. There are many lessons that we can learn from this story. First, we must remember that complaining is a sin. The Bible tells us in James 5-9 that if we complain and murmur like the Israelites did, God may be slow to answer our prayers. Second, we should not give in to the temptation of making idols. The people of Israel forgot God's law and made an idol calf because they were afraid. But the Bible warns us in Exodus 22:3 to not bow down to any other gods, because they are only idols and cannot save us. Third, we should imitate Moses by being patient and persevering. He waited 40 days on Mount Sinai without food or water and never lost faith in God. Finally, we must always turn back to God when we stray from His path. Even though the Israelites sinned against God, He forgave them when they repented and asked for forgiveness. As we conclude today's message, I want to remind all of you that God is merciful and will forgive us if we confess our sins and turn away from them. However, it's important that we learn from our mistakes and strive to do better next time. So if you feel like you've been complaining too much lately, or have turned to other gods for help instead of God, then I encourage you to seek forgiveness right now. Don't wait another moment because tomorrow isn't promised. Today is the day to choose holiness over sin and faith over fear. May these words be a source of strength and comfort for all who hear them. Remember that you are loved by God, and He is always ready to forgive and help those who call on His name. So don't be discouraged by the challenges you face in life. Instead, rely on the Lord, and He will guide you through every difficulty. Be strong and courageous. Trust in God and know that He will never leave you nor forsake you. Have you ever felt like giving up? Did you find yourself at a point in your life where you thought there was no hope left? Do you feel like you've done everything you could, and still nothing has worked out for you? Do you think that your situation is hopeless and that your dreams will never come true? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then listen carefully to what I have to say. You are not alone. There are millions of people around the world who have gone through similar experiences and felt the same way you do right now. But I'm here to tell you that no matter how difficult things may seem or how much pain you might be suffering, never lose hope in God's plan for your future. In the Bible, there are countless stories of individuals who faced seemingly insurmountable odds and still came out victorious. Take, for instance, Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers, yet rose to become the ruler of Egypt during a time of famine and saved his family from starvation. Or consider David, who was just a young shepherd boy, yet defeated the giant Goliath with just a slingshot and a few stones. And then there's the story of Daniel, who was thrown into a den of hungry lions for refusing to stop praying to God, yet emerged unscathed because his faith was strong. These are just a few examples of how God can turn things around for those who trust in Him, no matter how bleak the situation may appear. But why does this happen? Why does God allow His children to suffer and face such terrible trials? The answer is simple. God allows these things to happen so that we can learn valuable lessons, grow spiritually, and become stronger on the inside. Through our struggles, we discover our true potential and develop resilience that we never knew we had. We learn to depend on God for guidance and strength instead of relying on our own power or wisdom. It's in these moments of adversity that we truly understand the meaning of faith and the importance of trusting in divine providence. We realize that our problems are not insurmountable and that with God's help, we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way. So the next time you find yourself facing a difficult challenge, remember the stories of Joseph, David, and Daniel, and take heart. Know that you are stronger than you think and that God is with you every step of the way. Trust in His plan for your future and believe that He will help you through whatever you may encounter. Don't give up on your dreams or lose hope in His promises. Keep your eyes fixed on Jesus, the author and perfecter of your faith, and believe that He who began a good work in you will continue to work until it is finished. By holding on to these truths, you will find the strength and courage to face any trial with confidence and emerge victorious on the other side. Remember that God never said that life would be easy, but He did promise to be with you always. So lean on Him and trust in His goodness. No matter how dark things may seem right now, dawn is coming, and with it, a new day filled with possibilities. Don't give up. Keep moving forward, and believe that one day soon you will look back on this moment and realize that it was just a temporary setback on your journey to greatness. Thank you all for watching and listening to my word. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up button below the video to show us you approve of this kind of content. Also, remember to share it with your family and friends, so they too can be blessed by its message. We would love to hear how this video impacted you, so please comment below with your thoughts and experiences. Finally, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our inspiring videos. God bless you and your family. Have a nice day and good luck.